Winning with your money takes some time and a bit of planning. Glen James from My Millennial Money joins us now to tell us what it takes to win. So, Glen, what do we mean when we say winning with our money?
Well, I think, have whatever success means to you, and that's so different for everybody else. So, relative to your situation, are you winning with money? And these types of topics and things I have a lot of fun with because you can get creative to try and teach people how to look at situations in a different way. So last night I was like, what are 5 things I can talk about today? And the first one is, and this is a really interesting one, you've got to get rid of the analysis paralysis. And a lot of people that I speak to, they worry about what's the best type of investment? What's the highest interest savings account can I get? What's this, what's that? We just need to take action. And if that means you're taking action at a 0.5% interest rate lower, just to start the process, that's better than waiting a year to try and chase the best option. So that's a big one. It's really important to understand that your goals are individual and what works for somebody else is not what may work for you. Likewise, if someone is buying a house, it might not be right for you to have to strive and get stressed out about wanting to buy a house. Following on from that, have a strategy, whether it's small, big, whatever, make sure you've got a strategy to your situation. I chat with a lot of under 25s about leaving school into uni and then the workforce, and a lot of people, they want to buy the property, they want to travel overseas, they want to get educated. I say, just say out loud, have a strategy. That might be, I will have a gap year and work. Then I will consciously take 20 grand overseas, whatever the amount is, have the time of my life, then come back and study. It might be a bit of a gap year halfway through your study, or whatever it is. To win, you need to have a strategy. This is a funny one, and I'll credit Vince Scully, a good friend of mine. He says, buy the cheapest car that your ego can afford. And I said, can I use that for
shrink your ego if it's too big.
Right. Yeah. And I said, can I use that for my shoes or my jacket or whatever? So I think with our personal spending, absolutely, what can your ego get away with? And obviously not using any debt for these things. The other one, get a spending plan. I'm quite vocal on hating budgets because I don't want to know that I can spend $3.50 a day on a long black. I just want to know that I've got X amount per week in that account just to blow on whatever I want without having to use my brain. So a spending plan will give you the freedom to do that. And I have a lot of people go through my spending plan course that allows you to download the spreadsheet and actually get that plan in order. So,
and when you say plan, that will give you an amount.
Yeah, so I'm
just
a big
pot of money.
I hate the budgeting thing where it's let's look back at the last month and see that we've spent $250 on groceries or whatever. That's cool. I want to know how much can I spend a week without using my brain. I want to make sure my bills are covered, and I want to see my savings going up. And having a spending plan that's automated will just take care of all that. So that's kind of, those 5 things there. If you can do one of them, you can do them all, or can start on one, that's how you start to win with your own personal finance.
Yeah, I really like that some of them are quite broad and then one or two of them quite specific. Like the car one, we've heard you talk about before. I'm always interested to hear you speak about cars because do you find that a lot of people end up getting into trouble by making a mistake at a crucial moment with cars?
Yeah, and it's such an emotionally driven thing because of not everybody, but a lot of us get our identity from our cars, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a good quality car. I've just got a new car. And
what is it?
Do we find out about your ego now?
Well, this is weird. So as we know, we had Outbacks.
We're Outback people,
Love my Subaru wagons. I wanted a bit more luxury, and I wanted a Volvo, and they're really expensive. I got a second-hand Volvo that was 10 years old, not a scratch on it, really low Ks, for $13,000.
Really?
Brilliant.
It's luxurious and it's so awesome. And it's amazing. So my ego can get away with that.
Yes, because you want a Volvo, got the Volvo.
The Volvo
sparkling clean, no doubt.
So cars are the biggest trap.
Hey, they're so expensive in Australia, oh my God. You go overseas and anyway.
And most people get the debt to buy a car, which is an asset that is...
And young people going into debt for cars, for sure.
I was chatting with a 22-year-old earlier this week. He's got savings in his bank. He wants to buy a house. He was just about to get a loan to buy a new car. I said, well, whatever you do, just press pause, because for every $10,000 of consumer debt or personal loan that you have, the banks might take $40,000 off the mortgage.
Wow.
So
that's it.
Before you go and get a $30,000 loan,
Yep.
know that could cost well over $100,000 of borrowing power.
Okay, I've got one to challenge you.
Sure.
If we're talking about what it takes to win, some expert money people would say earn more money.
Yeah.
Top tips to earn more money.
You can't.
People don't like to hear that that's the solution.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
One, you've got to be passionate about what you're about. You know, if you hate your job, if you hate the people you work with, you might have good money, but if you don't enjoy life, how are you going to, have a fruitful life? So absolutely earn more money, but I will say I've had clients that earn over $350,000 a year and had $50,000 in credit card debt that they can't shake. And it goes back to these simple points that are behaviour driven, it's concepts that work for any income level. I've had clients that have had $7 to $10 million, and we have the same strategy, whether it's $1,500 a week in their blow account just to blow, that's fine, where mine might be $400. The principles and concepts are the same, but the money, you can't out-earn your stupidity or behaviour. Sounds good enough?
I reckon that's a good
I liked it. I thought that was a goer. No, really.
You can't out-earn your stupidity.
Yeah.
Don't go over the screen flashing.
I've heard Dave Ramsey in America say that.
Yes. Okay. So all credit to him.
I'll bring it down here. So
fantastic. Well, we had the 5 points there, just to whiz through them again. Get past analysis paralysis, set individual goals, have a strategy, no matter how small. Get the cheapest car your ego to afford. My personal favourite.
Yeah, that's great.
And then set a spending plan. So
Chris has been thinking about he's got to buy a new car.
I do, and I'm thinking about my ego now.
In on that one?
Exactly. I'd like a Volvo. Maybe I'll think about that.
S60 luxury sedan.
There you go.
Love it.
And we're off. Exactly.
Fantastic. And by the way, the My Millennial podcast, you might find it in the top 10 comedy podcasts in Australia. Yeah. So check it out, because you might not expect money to be fun, but you met Glen James.
Vibe. So I'm pretty chill. So
top 10 comedy. Well done to you.
Have some fun.
Hey, thank you so much. Been a great contributor here on Your Money Live.
Thank you so much.
Glen James from My Millennial Money. Have a look on your podcast. I can certainly vouch for it personally.